You'd think it would be fairly easy to figure out how many jobs were created in Ohio last year. Well, apparently it's not, and that had the Kasich administration scrambling this week. As the Dispatch first reported, state figures showed Ohio created 12,000 jobs last year. That's not a lot, and John Kasich called that report fake news. Then the state revised its own figures and said Ohio created 32,000 jobs last year. But even with the revision, Ohio is producing fewer jobs in the last years of the Kasich administration than were produced in the final year of Ted Strickland's administration. Kathy Kandinsky, this really struck a nerve with John Kasich. I think that's why that's the fake news comment.
Right. We're not used to hearing him talk about fake news. And in fact, the fake news he referred to came from his own state agency. I think what got under the governor's skin was when we pointed out that the job numbers were worse than the final year of his predecessor, Democrat Ted Strickland. I think that struck a nerve with the governor, and I think that's why you saw him lash out. I'll add that he's since apologized, called our editor this week to apologize and said he was wrong. We were right.
Interesting. So Bob, is it because, Ted Strickland was the poster child for job loss in that 2010 campaign, even in 2014?
Yeah.
Kasich was going back to his predecessor. But the Strickland says that he gave John Kasich a recovering economy last year.
Let's look at the comparable years here. Let's look at the year that Strickland, his last year. We had 9%, probably 9% unemployment rate. So you had hundreds of thousands of people looking for jobs. So of course you're going to have a lot of people that did get jobs, but you had even many more that didn't. Now we're at a point in our economy here in Ohio, we're at 4.7% unemployment. We're getting to a point where there's less and less people looking for jobs. So the days of creating hundreds of thousands of jobs in any given year isn't going to happen because we don't have that many people looking for jobs.
So it's context, Derek.
Absolutely. When you think about where we were in the last year of Governor Strickland's administration, the recovery for where we were with the economic downturn was just starting to come. We were just starting to come out of that. When you look at the number of jobs that Governor Kasich has created since he's been in office, since January 2011, that's about 383,000 jobs, 500 jobs. When you look at what Michigan has added, 25,600 jobs. That's nearly 25,000 more jobs in that state up north, right? And he was running ads in Michigan touting his job record. So what we're looking at is a credibility problem. And that's something that the president struggles with, and now it looks like the governor may be struggling with a credibility problem on this jobs issue.
So Jesse, this is part of John Kasich's campaign, is he's a common sense Republican, common sense conservative, and also this job creation thing in Ohio. So it could drag him down should he run for president or continue to run for president.
Certainly. I think it is something that John Kasich has touted as part of his record since the very beginning. It's certainly something that he ran on when he was running for president against Donald Trump. Look at Ohio's recovery. And so these numbers are very sensitive to him for that reason. And I think it's something, like Derek said, unemployment is very low, but it is not particularly lower than anywhere else in the nation. We have one of the higher unemployment rates in the country right now. So while it is low, it is not necessarily good compared to the rest of the U.S.
Bob, is it fair does this just show that the governor really cannot control the state's economy as much as they claim they can control it, or blame the other person for controlling it? Because we're so dependent on the national economy.
Yeah, it's all a matter of it's all a matter of looking at what he did over his tenure, and he did create hundreds of thousands of new jobs here in Ohio, and that's what he's got. It's all a matter of what are the facts. The facts are he did this, and you always argue, well, could a Democrat have created more jobs? Maybe. But then maybe they wouldn't have, and that's what they talk about. Democrats always complained about using that 10% unemployment under Ted Strickland, and well, he had bad economic times. But it's always the question of, well, could somebody else have maybe done better? And we never have an answer for that.
Why can't we get better numbers? Are these numbers reliable? Are these trustworthy numbers?
Depends who's using them, it depends who's using them. The funny thing is that there's plenty of numbers for candidates on both sides to use to give themselves credit and discredit the others. There's been a lot of jobs created, but at the same time, our median wage and income here in Ohio is not back up to pre-recession levels. Our poverty rate is not back up to pre-recession levels. So the good news is there's plenty of numbers for Democrats to use, there's plenty of numbers for Republicans to use, and they can throw them at each other.
Yeah, some of it is good luck, but some of it is you have to just go out and work it too. You know, as governor, you're the CEO of this state. You have to go out and be talking to corporations, trying to get them to lure them to this state. You have to be going overseas and other places. And, you know, the governor's been occupied running for president for the last 2 years. So I don't know how much of that activity is actually taking place.
He did a lot of that in his first 6 years in office.
Absolutely.
I mean, does he deserve some credit for the gain of almost 500,000 jobs since he took over in 2011?
Absolutely. I think that he does deserve some credit. He's done a pretty good job of managing our state. But, you know, other governors, other Democratic governors have done the same thing.
Jesse, how's this going to play out in the governor's race here? I assume that Mike DeWine is going to say stick with Republican leadership because we gained 500,000 jobs, and Democrats are going to say, yeah, but we're flattened out.
So it's been interesting. The Democrats have certainly been pointing to these numbers to say that we need a change in leadership, that, you know, we could be doing better under a Democratic governor. Whether that's true or not, we'll perhaps find out. Also, Mary Taylor, who is a Republican, but his lieutenant governor, has been pointing out we could be doing better. And Mike DeWine, who's the other Republican, has been staying somewhat silent, I would say, on these issues. So
On everything. He's been staying silent on everything.
So both Democrats and some Republicans are pointing to these numbers as a problem for John Kasich and why they would do better. So,
But
you know.
the Republicans, which you will expect this year, we'll talk about the last time we did have a Democrat governor and the number of jobs we did lose. So once again, like Kathy said, I mean, we're going to all have numbers that we all can use to our own advantage.